Paul good or bad for the sport of boxing, the sweet science that you love so much?
He can be good if boxing people embrace the extra eyeballs that are going to be on the sport. People who are complaining, it devalues and it turns it into a sideshow. Boxing's already marginalized. You ask guys like Mike Tyson and Oscar De La Hoya or Jamel Charlo, Stephen A., what they think of the Paul brothers. They're bringing attention to the sport. Hey, I want to fight on the undercard. People will be watching me. And I'll tell you who else I'll bet you loves the Paul brothers, guys. Floyd Mayweather, because he's ginning up interest. Jake Paul here, it's not even his fight. He's ginning up interest in the event. Floyd Mayweather's got to love this. By my calculations, Floyd has made more money. Like, you take his entire career up to the point he fought Oscar De La Hoya, take all the money he made up till then. He makes more money for these exhibitions now than he made for his entire career up till the point he fought Oscar, because there's more interest from casual observers.
I'm not going to say this is bad for boxing. I want to remind everybody that a guy like Jake Paul, he's got 15.4 million Instagram followers. You know what Logan Paul is at? 19.2. Floyd Money Mayweather knows how to turn that into dollars.
Yeah.
Okay? And clearly they do as well. And in a sport where promoters have been running the sport, preventing us from getting the fights we truly, truly want to see, forcing us to depreciate boxing in a way we don't want to because we love the sport, but we want to see these guys fight, and the promoters are getting in the way, not the fighters themselves. I love the fact that Jake and Logan Paul are doing what they're doing to bring attention to a sport and also say, you don't necessarily need the promoters to have these fights anymore because they're holding us back, okay? And I'm sorry to say that includes all of them. It's the Bob Arums, it's the Al Haymans and others. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. We want to see this fight. What the hell are we waiting for? We want to see that fight, okay? I personally want to see the trilogy of Canelo and Triple G, which is what they're considering now. We want to see this. So in that regard, I love the fact that Jake Paul, and I love those promoters as well, but you got to give us the fights we want to see and stop keeping us waiting so long. Having said that, here's the bad part.
Like the UFC does.
That's right. Having said that, here's the bad part. To Jake Paul specifically, and I appreciate the fact that he snatched Mayweather's hat off him. That's right. Go ahead and get into it with a fighter. Don't beat up a basketball player. Don't beat up somebody that has no experience like Ben Askren. That's a UFC fighter who never boxed in the octagon. He's all about wrestling. No, you can't, because you're training with professionals and you know how to fight, Jake Paul. And so to go in the ring against people who don't know how to fight, there's something wrong with that picture. They're not boxers. I don't care if it's an amateur fighter. At least go into the ring with somebody that muscle memory, to use your terms, Max, that has the muscle memory to fight, to box. At least do that.
Let me say one thing really quickly, then I want to show you a picture. Huge shout out to Get Up. Thank you to the shout out for my mother-in-law, Jeannie Rose. Miss you, Ma. Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers and all the mothers that are in heaven. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. I just wanted to say that really quickly. I appreciated that. But I've got a picture for you, a little screenshot that I took. I need you guys to look at this. This is when Max said it takes luck to win a Super Bowl.
No. I said no. I didn't say it. It takes luck. Luck, right? Not less. Luck, right?
I said luck.
Luck.
In
other words, and that's
that
not
was the response. So you can see it in slow-mo.
The issue is in a league where you play a best of seven, in a sport like basketball, not baseball, which is more luck dependent. The best team is going to win a best of seven. In a best of one, which is football, that's a best.
Don't worry. Here's Saban responding to Fisher's comments.
In golf?
I think he meant on the football field.
Well, I'm sure there'll come a day, but is that what he's talking about? Football?
He was talking about football.
Oh, he was? Well, he used to be on my noontime basketball league, I guess. We're no longer partners.
In golf. Stephen A., what's your reaction to Nick Saban's response?
Oh, first of all, I loved it.
So good.
It was definitely apropos, and it's an indication that, you know what, I'm not taking you seriously. This is laughable. Last time I stood across the field from you, I beat you down 52-24, and when I see you October 9th in College Station, Texas, on your home turf. Beautiful facilities and campus at Texas A&M, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful facility. I love it. They gonna get beat down. A massacre is coming.
Last time
An
that I
annihilation. College Station. I love Texas A&M. I love that campus. But you ain't Alabama. Make no mistake about it. That was a mistake that damn Jimbo Fisher made. Now, you can make that when you get a 10-year, $75 million contract, which is what he signed a few years ago when he left Florida State, to go there. And I get all that.
Big time money.
But let me tell you something right now, okay? There's a reason you haven't been in that national title picture. And you know why? Because of Nick Saban and Alabama. Not just to mention that in LSU. You going down. And he's going to go down in a very, very embarrassing fashion. Jimbo Fisher done cut a check.
He set himself up.
He done cut a check that his staff and his players can't cash. October 9th, right now, okay, in May, I am announcing that October 9th, that is 1 June, July, August, September, October, 5 months and 2 days from today, a beatdown of epic proportion is coming their way.
Oh, my goodness.
You can book it. How dare him be so disrespectful? You lucky Nick Saban just laughed at him, but he won't be laughing October 9th.
Absolutely.
Oh, he going to be all focused, all business. That beatdown coming.
Max?
Beatdown coming.
This is a level of gangsterism only a few coaches can get away with. Say it, mess around, and have everyone be like, yeah, don't poke the bear. I mean, it's not even poking the bears. Like, he's not afraid to poke anyone. Belichick, Popovich could do something like that, although maybe not recently. Paul Feinbaum said recently, guys, that he believes Bill Belichick's gotten lazy in his old age compared to Nick Saban. It wasn't long ago where I was saying, are we sure Nick Saban is still by himself? Dabo Swinney's coming, right? Look at Clemson. Who would we say is sitting on top of the hill right now, still? And Dabo Swinney's no easy challenger to fend off. And there have been others, Urban Meyer and others, great college coaches, and yet one man sits alone on top of the mountain, and it's Nick Saban. And what he just said about a rival head coach was pure gangsterism.
Jimbo Fisher is 0-3 against Nick Saban. He's never beaten Nick Saban.
But do you know what the last score was?
And also, in his career, Nick Saban's career against his assistants, former assistants, he's 23-0. He's never lost. I just want to say that. Okay.
Carry on. All right. Caesar Sportsbook released its odds to win next season's Super Bowl. A lot of teams made moves this offseason. You can take a look right there. Kansas City with the best odds, then Tampa Bay, Buffalo, LA, San Francisco, Baltimore, Green Bay. Max Kellerman, in your opinion, what was the NFL's biggest offseason move?
It was the Kansas City Chiefs move on the offensive line. I know I talk about O-line a lot, and it's not a sexy topic. No one, including me, knows all the offensive linemen who start in the NFL. But all I know is the Chiefs' Achilles heel a couple years, a first year Patrick Mahomes started, guys, it was the defense. It was okay. It wasn't good enough. So they got almost to the Super Bowl, which I believe they would have won. They sort of almost got there. Not quite. They revamped the entire defense, won the Super Bowl the next year. What happened the year after that? The offensive line, due to injury, I mean, Mitch Schwartz is excellent, and Eric Fisher, those guys were Pro Bowl caliber guys, but they were up there in years, and they were hurt. And as a result, Patrick Mahomes had to run for his life, and that's why they didn't win the Super Bowl. That's why. Or else they would have won the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And so what did they do? Stephen A., they put their money where their mouth was, in draft picks and in cash. They went out and signed the best guard on the market immediately to a huge contract, and then traded for the best left tackle. And now the left side of that line in Tooney and Orlando Brown Jr. is locked down at the highest possible level. And then they got guys like Duvernay Tardif and Remmers coming back. That offensive line, they had a problem. They addressed it in the biggest possible way. Biggest move of the offseason. It's the reason they'll probably win the Super Bowl.
By the way, before I answer that question, let me get back to Saban and Jimbo Fisher for a second. 45-23 the first time he faced him when he was at Texas A&M. The next year he beat him 47-28, and last year he beat him 52-20.
That's why I said to you the scores.
Just ridiculous.
It's out of beatdowns.
It's beatdowns. Okay, really, really. Now let me get to this question about the biggest offseason move in the NFL. You know what? It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, period. They kept all of their starters.
Yeah.
The reigning
22.
defending Super Bowl champions kept all 22 starters.
Yeah.
All of them
Never.
are
That
returning.
never happens.
I don't have to get in anything. Even Antonio Brown's staying. Gronkowski's coming back. Okay, Leonard Fournette's coming back, all right? I mean, listen, O.J.
Whole
Howard will be
defense?
healthy. The defense is Shaq Barrett and the crew. They're remaining intact. Everybody's back. There's nothing else to say.
Run it back. That's the one last thing we got to say there. Run it back. It's absolutely unbelievable. All right, guys, I got another one for you here. A video surfaced online yesterday of Floyd Mayweather having a confrontation with Jake Paul, who's the brother of Mayweather's next opponent, Logan Paul. In the clip, Paul snatches off Mayweather's hat, and the two appear to get into a little scuffle.